God says, be alert. This moment is chosen for you. Heaven has waited for this exact time because you are finally ready to see what has been hidden for too long. Right now, Archangel Michael stands beside you. His sword glows with holy fire, and his voice carries the authority of heaven. He says, do not ignore this message. The time of silence is over. Heaven has watched your tears. Heaven has seen your sleepless nights. Heaven has heard every prayer you whispered for your son. Today, the veil is lifting. What was hidden is coming into the light. But do not be afraid. God does not expose to punish. God exposes to restore, to heal, and to break what has been hurting your family for years. The angels whisper, you have carried heavy burdens for so long, but this message is different. This is the one your heart has been waiting for. Michael's voice grows stronger as he says, your son, the one you love deeply, the one you have prayed over for years, has been walking through a battle he could not explain. You saw the signs. His distant eyes. His heavy spirit. His sudden changes. And you knew something was wrong. You were right. Heaven confirms it. Your son has been fighting a spiritual war. Darkness tried to confuse him and pull him away from the path God created for him. But your prayers protected him. Every time you said his name before God, angels were sent to guard him. You didn't know it, but your prayers saved him from traps the enemy set for him. God says, now the truth must come out. Your son has been hiding something, not because he is rebellious, but because he is afraid. He fears you will be disappointed if you knew everything. But God says, forgiveness is already written in heaven. What comes out will not destroy your family. It will heal your family. Michael steps closer and says, be alert. The next few days are sacred. A window of truth and healing has opened. If you pray and stay calm, miracles will follow. The kind of miracles that future generations will thank you for. Heaven shows a vision of you praying quietly, asking God to reveal the truth. A bright light breaks through the clouds and an angel writes one word, redemption. That is your promise. This is not the end. This is the turning point. Darkness is losing its grip. Purpose is taking over. God says, your son has been surrounded by people who did not understand him. Some judged him. Some used him. But I, the Lord, have seen his heart. I have seen his private pain. I have seen his confusion. And I know how deeply he wants to be loved without conditions. God continues, this exposure will not embarrass your home. It will rescue your home. Someone has been influencing your son. Someone pretending to care. Someone pretending to be a friend. Their intentions were not pure. And I am exposing them. Do not fear when the truth comes out suddenly. Do not panic when you hear things that shock you. Pray instead, because this truth will set your son free. The enemy wants chaos, but God wants peace. Soon you will receive a message, a call, or a conversation where your son opens up like never before. When he does, remember that heaven arranged this moment. Let him speak. Do not interrupt. Let his heart pour out. God will give you peace even before he finishes talking. God says, I am restoring the bond between you and your son. The love between parent and child is sacred. And God is healing what years of silence and misunderstanding could not. You thought you failed him, but God says, you did not fail. You obeyed me. You prayed even when nothing changed. You loved even when it hurt. Your reward is near. The truth will not destroy your home. It will heal your home. Michael says, heaven has watched over your son. When you woke up suddenly in the night with a heavy feeling, that was the Spirit calling you to pray. Every time you obeyed, something in the spiritual realm shifted. You stopped accidents. You blocked attacks without knowing it. God says, your son connected with someone who did not have a pure heart. Someone who used emotional pressure. Someone who promised friendship or success but carried jealousy inside. I am exposing them now. Your son hid this because he didn't want you to worry. But now God is bringing it all into the light. Your son will not walk under false influence anymore. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it. There was also an opportunity your son almost lost because of fear. But God says, I am reopening that door. What was lost will return to him better than before. Michael says, pray now. Not later. The moment you pray, angels will surround your son again. They will whisper courage into him. They will whisper truth into him. God says, he wanted to talk to you before, but every time he tried, something interrupted. That was not coincidence. Darkness feared the unity between you and your son because when you stand together, generational curses break. God says, this stirring you feel is not emotion. It is confirmation. I am choosing you to stand in the gap for your family. Heaven shows a glowing scroll with your son's name written on it. Above it, divine purpose restored. God says, do not fear exposure. Even painful truths will lead to healing. You may cry, but those tears will cleanse your heart. You may feel anger, but release it quickly. I am fighting this battle for you. Your son is not lost. He is being found. He is not condemned. He is being redeemed. Michael raises his sword, cutting away confusion and guilt that tried to chain your son. Even now, the atmosphere around you is shifting. That is deliverance. God says, the same angels who protected Daniel in the lion's den are protecting your son. The same mercy that restored the prodigal son is restoring your home. The same power that raised Lazarus is bringing life to what looked dead. The truth coming is not random. It is on heaven's calendar. When the truth comes, listen more than you speak. Pray before you react. The enemy will try to twist things, but God's plan is unity. Heaven declares, what was hidden in darkness will shine in the light. Lies will fall. Truth will rise. You will notice changes in your son soon, his tone, his mood, his desire to reconnect. Welcome it. Do not bring up the past. Speak love. Say, you are forgiven. You are loved. You are safe. God says, when you speak those words, heaven will echo them. Healing will flow like rain after a long drought. Do not fear. Stand firm. Fear has no power over a praying parent. God says, your obedience today will open doors for your entire family line. Curses of shame, lack, and confusion are breaking. Beauty will rise from ashes. Pain will become purpose. Michael says, light a candle and pray. Say, God, reveal what must be revealed. Heal what must be healed. When peace comes over you, that is the sign heaven heard you. After that prayer, you will notice a shift, a message, a confession, or a moment of clarity. Your son will move from fear to faith, from guilt to grace. God says, hold your heart steady. I am never late. I am always on time. Heaven says nothing will harm you. You are covered. God says, this message is not random. It is a divine alert. The truth about your son must come out now. You felt heaviness. You felt restlessness. That was your spirit sensing the truth rising. Michael stands ready. His sword is drawn against the darkness around your son. He says, the truth will set him free. Your son has been under pressure he couldn't explain. False friends surrounded him with smiling faces but hidden motives. God saw it all. God allowed certain things to happen so the false connections would fall away. Do not fear the exposure. It is the doorway to healing. There was a woman who created confusion and distance between you and your son. She pretended to care, but her spirit was not from God. Her influence is breaking now. God says, I heard your prayers. I saw your tears. That is why I am stepping in myself. This exposure will show who was for your son and who was secretly against him. Michael says, your son's heart has been crying for help even when he stayed silent. God says, he feared judgment, but you will love him more after this truth comes. What the enemy planned for harm will become a testimony. God says, do not stop reading. This part is the confirmation your spirit has been waiting for. You have prayed and waited for so long, but heaven says your waiting season is ending. Confusion in your home is parting like the Red Sea. Your son is being called out of darkness into light. You will see him transformed. Michael says, the enemy tried to write another ending, but heaven has written a new one. This story ends with freedom and restoration. God says, you asked, when will this end? And I say to you now, it ends today. The fruit of your prayers is already growing. God is sending people to your son, people with wisdom, people with healing words, people with pure motives. A golden chain appears in heaven's vision. Each link breaks one by one as you prayed. Only one link remains, and this message is breaking the last one. God says, your son has avoided a certain truth. Soon that wall will fall. When it does, do not react with anger. Respond with grace. Your forgiveness will destroy shame. When you embrace him, generational chains will snap. Speak faith, not fear. Declare daily, my son is free. Our home is healed. Our bloodline is restored. Each declaration creates a shield around your family. Michael says, be alert. Signs will appear soon, small but clear. Do not ignore them. Keep a journal of what God does. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it. God says, I am giving your son a new voice. His testimony will lift others out of darkness. Another vision appears, you and your son in a field of light. Flowers bloom. Hope rises. Michael says, this is a new beginning. God says, the heaviness in your chest will lift. You will breathe again. You will laugh again. God is healing not only your son, but your entire bloodline. The woman who manipulated your son has lost her power. Heaven removed her mask. You do not need to fight her. God already has. Peace is entering your home. Angels stand guard at your door. Before the month ends, you will receive a personal confirmation from God. When it happens, thank him immediately. Michael says, your faith has reached heaven's courtroom. God has ruled in your favor. The verdict is victory. Provision will come. Delayed finances will be released. Unexpected help will arrive. Where there was lack, there will be abundance. Where there was fear, there will be confidence. God says, your son will not return to his old ways. My spirit will guard him. His thoughts will shift. His eyes will brighten. His steps will move toward purpose. Michael's sword forms a shield around your home. Every prayer strengthens it. Every worship expands it. Your home is filled with light that darkness cannot enter. Generational chains have snapped, emotional distance, confusion, financial battles, shame. Your family's story is changing forever. Celebrate now. Praise now. Faith unlocks what is waiting for you. God says, I am not only healing your son. I am healing you. Your worry, your tightness, your fear, it will leave. Peace will fill you. Michael whispers, rest. Heaven is working. God says, your son will dream of me. I will speak to him through peace. He will wake up with clarity. Joy will return to him. When you speak with him next, say, I forgive you. I love you. God is with us. Those words will break the last chains. You will become a testimony. Your home will be a lighthouse for other parents. God says, the pain that once broke you will become the wisdom that guides others. Michael says, the storm is ending. The rainbow is near. Do not fear what you hear. It is the sound of chains breaking. God says, this is the turning point. Blessings will follow one after another. Doors will open by my hand. Peace is returning to your home. Joy to your mornings. Laughter to your nights. Angels stand at every corner of your house. God says, when the truth is fully revealed, there may be tears, but they will be holy tears. They will wash away the old and prepare the new. Michael speaks one last time. This message is sealed. Your sun will rise. Your home will shine. Your story will change. The battle is over. The blessing has begun. God says, it is done. Your prayers have reached me. I have answered. Watch now as redemption unfolds. You and your son are covered. Your family's story is changing forever. Rest in my promise. I am the Lord your God, and I have spoken. My beloved child, listen carefully now, because the heavens are still speaking over you. The message has not ended. The instruction has not finished. The covering over your life is still unfolding, and the protection around you is still rising. You are not reading these words by chance, and you are not hearing this continuation by accident. This is a divine follow-through. This is a spiritual completion. This is God making sure you do not miss one single detail that belongs to your destiny. Your spirit has been hungry for answers. Your heart has been searching for clarity. You have felt moments where you tried to be strong, but something inside you whispered for help. God heard that whisper. God saw that moment. God understood your silent cry. And that is why this message continues, because heaven refuses to leave you halfway. Heaven refuses to leave you confused. Heaven refuses to leave your destiny open without closure or completion. Listen. There is something powerful happening within you right now. Your discernment is sharpening. Your awareness is rising. Your inner strength is awakening. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but your spirit can feel the shift taking place. Something in you knows that this moment is not ordinary. Something in you knows that this message is not just words. Something in you knows that God is speaking directly into the deepest parts of your journey. You have been carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. You have been walking with weights that heaven has been waiting to lift off your shoulders. You have been strong for others, even when no one was strong for you. You have poured out love in places where you received none in return. You have fought silent battles while others assumed you were fine. You have survived valleys where people thought you were standing on mountains. Yet, through all of it, you remain gentle, faithful, giving, and patient. God says, I saw every moment. I counted every tear. I measured every sacrifice. I remembered every seed. And I am not unjust. Nothing you gave, nothing you suffered, and nothing you endured will go unrewarded. I am restoring. I am replacing. I am rebuilding. And I am redeeming the time that was stolen from you. Right now, heaven is opening a new chapter for you. A chapter where clarity replaces confusion. A chapter where peace replaces pressure. A chapter where joy replaces heaviness. A chapter where your steps begin to align with the original destiny written for you before the foundations of the world. You are entering a season where God's timing will no longer feel delayed. His hand will no longer feel distant. His purpose will no longer feel hidden. Everything that felt tangled is being untangled. Everything that felt delayed is being released. Everything that felt blocked is being moved out of your way. You are stepping into a divine reset. A heavenly correction. A spiritual realignment. The things that once drained you will no longer touch you. The voices that once discouraged you will no longer influence you. The battles that once intimidated you will no longer overpower you. You are rising above what once held you down. You are walking away from what once trapped you. You are stepping into a new strength that hell cannot manipulate and darkness cannot penetrate. My beloved child, God is saying to you, do not go back to what I pulled you from. Do not entertain what I ended. Do not revisit what I shut down. I closed those doors because they were draining your identity. I removed those people because they were delaying your purpose. I ended those cycles because they were contaminating your peace. Every ending you faced was not rejection. It was redirection. Every loss you experienced was not punishment. It was protection. Every shift that confused you was not chaos. It was preparation. And now, your spirit is being prepared for something greater. Your mind is being prepared for elevation. Your heart is being prepared for new peace. Your path is being prepared for blessings that require emotional room and spiritual readiness. God is removing the burdens that made you tired. God is removing the voices that made you doubt. God is removing the fears that made you hesitate. God is removing the delays that made you question your worth. You are stepping into a season where you will no longer fight alone. You will no longer walk alone. You will no longer cry alone. You will no longer carry battles that belong to God. Heaven is moving. The angels assigned to your destiny are working. The breakthroughs attached to your name are unfolding. And the blessings that were held back are being released. You are stepping into a divine reversal. A supernatural turnaround. A season where what was closed suddenly opens. What was stuck suddenly moves. What was hidden suddenly appears. What was denied suddenly becomes yours. What was painful suddenly becomes purposeful. God is lifting you. God is covering you. God is guiding you. God is preparing you. And God is strengthening you for what is rising in your life next. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where God needs you to be for the next chapter to unlock. Take a deep breath. Feel the shift. Feel the release. Feel the new beginning. Heaven is not done speaking, but the message for this chapter is complete. Let your heart rest. Let your spirit receive. Let your faith rise. Because the next door will open faster than the last door closed. My beloved child, listen again, because the Spirit is still moving around you. The message is not closing in silence. It is closing in strength. It is closing in clarity. It is closing in divine assurance. What God has begun in your life will not fade. What God has spoken over you will not fall. What God has promised to you will not return empty. This final portion of the message is meant to seal what heaven has already placed inside your spirit. Right now, you may feel a gentle weight on your heart. That is not heaviness. That is divine confirmation. That is heaven pressing truth into your spirit. That is God reminding you that you are not standing on shaky ground. You are standing on prophetic foundation. You are standing on spiritual certainty. You are standing on a promise that cannot be cancelled by fear, people, circumstance, or time. You have walked through seasons where everything around you felt unstable. You faced days where you wondered if God still heard you. You experienced nights where your own thoughts tried to drown your peace. But even in those moments, heaven never stepped away. God never left you. The angels never stopped guarding you. And your destiny never stopped unfolding, even when it felt delayed. Now God says, you are stepping out of the storm. You are stepping out of confusion. You are stepping out of fear. You are stepping into alignment. You are stepping into clarity. You are stepping into the fulfillment of what I placed inside you long before you ever knew it existed. Your life is shifting in ways that will surprise you. Some answers will come quickly. Some changes will appear suddenly. Some opportunities will show up without warning. But none of it is random. It is heaven redeeming time. It is God restoring what was stolen. It is the Spirit revealing what was hidden. There were people who doubted you. There were people who underestimated you. There were people who tried to silence your strength and discourage your growth. But God says, this next season is not for their approval. This next season is for your elevation. They will see the fruit of what I planted, and they will understand why the warfare was intense and why the waiting was long. The pressure you felt was not punishment. It was preparation. The process you endured was not rejection. It was refinement. The isolation you walked through was not abandonment. It was separation. God was separating you from everything that could not follow you into your next breakthrough. You are entering a season where nothing will be wasted. Not your pain. Not your tears. Not your sacrifices. Not your prayers. Not your waiting. Everything you endured is becoming fuel for what is coming next. Everything you survived is becoming evidence of God's faithfulness. Everything you overcame is becoming proof that you were never fighting alone. My beloved child, God is saying to you, do not fear the unknown. Do not fear the future. Do not fear the shifting. I am in it. I am ahead of you. I am behind you. I am around you. And I am within you. I will not allow you to walk into anything that will destroy you. I will only lead you into what will strengthen you, grow you, bless you, and position you. Your spirit is entering a new level. Your mind is entering a new peace. Your soul is entering a new balance. Your life is entering a new chapter, and this chapter will not mirror the old one. The old chapter had battles. The new chapter has breakthroughs. The old chapter had losses. The new chapter has restoration. The old chapter had confusion. The new chapter has answers. The old chapter had delays. The new chapter has open doors. Every step you take now carries divine support. Every move you make now is guided. Every thought that rises in you now is being aligned with wisdom. Every decision you face now will be clearer than before. God says, you will no longer walk with fear-making choices. You will walk with confidence making decisions. You will no longer shrink under pressure. You will rise with strength. You will no longer question your worth. You will walk in identity. You will no longer resist your calling. You will step into it. There is a spiritual glow rising on you. There is a new fire awakening in you. There is a new courage forming inside your chest. There is a new boldness shaping your steps. What once intimidated you will no longer scare you. What once discouraged you will no longer break you. What once drained you will no longer touch you. Heaven is placing a hedge of protection around your name. Around your home. Around your loved ones. Around your destiny. Around your future. The attacks that once reached you will no longer find you. The patterns that once repeated will now be broken. The circles that once trapped you will now be destroyed. You are stepping out of spiritual battles and stepping into spiritual victory. You are stepping out of fear-driven choices and stepping into purpose-driven decisions. You are stepping out of emotional exhaustion and stepping into supernatural renewal. Your steps are blessed. Your hands are blessed. Your ideas are blessed. Your direction is blessed. Your path is blessed. Your future is blessed. Blessings will follow you. Favor will track you. Peace will surround you. And joy will become your new normal. My beloved child, hear this final word. God is sealing this message over you like a divine signature. Nothing can erase it. Nothing can cancel it. Nothing can override it. What heaven has spoken over you is final. What God has declared over your life is permanent. What the Spirit has revealed to you is settled. It closes with truth. It closes with divine certainty. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with expectation. Because everything God promised is already on its way. And nothing can stop what heaven has ordained for you. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it.